More JD-08 videos? Yes, please. You got it. Okay guys, so today what we're going to do is we're going to go over another patch creation technique. We're going to start from scratch, just like we did before, only this time around what we're going to do is we're going to use parallel layers in our patches, and we're going to use the envelope generator to create a little bit of movement in our patch, but not the way that you would think. But that being said, let's take a look. All right, so in front of us right now is a blank patch. Now I happen to have two pages loaded as well. So I have page A, and if I hold note and tap tone B, I get page B. This is also an empty patch, right? So remember, the JD-08 has two parts. You have part A and then you have part B. Just try to imagine what would happen if you had two JD-08s patched to one another and they played simultaneously. That's essentially what's happening here. Let's see. Now, in conjunction with that, I'm also using a blank pattern. So there's nothing there as well, completely inert. So let's go ahead and load in some notes, shall we? Let's see here. I'm going to hold common, tap effects, and we're going to go into our pattern mode. While I'm in note mode, let's see, I guess I'll do D minor. Okay, cool, without shifting octaves. So let's see, give me an E. Let's see here. All right, so I'm going to exit note mode, and I'm going to go here, hold this note, press note, and make that an E. All right, so I have an E here, and let's go here. Yeah, or here, why not? Let's make that an F. Just a simple Phrygian chromatic situation, I guess you would say. So let's see here. Hold this. All right, tap note, make it F. So what we have is simple enough. Cool. All right, now let's go over to, let's see here, we have 3 and 11. All right, so let's go over to part B. Let's do the exact same thing. So on number 3, make that an E. Number 11, make that an F. Okay. Perfect. Now, over on part B, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make these pads. And in order to achieve that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold my step and I'm going to hit the page/tie button here. And essentially all that does is it just ties the notes. Okay, cool. All right, since I'm on B, I may as well change the waveform. All right, now let's go back over to page A. All right, cool. All right, so we can change the waveform here too. All right, cool, done. All right, something simple. Now, this envelope generator business. Let's talk about that for a moment. I'm going to exit my pattern mode and I'm going to hit common again. I'm going to scroll over to envelope. I'm going to press the value knob here, and you have a few options here. You have pitch velocity, pitch time, okay, so you have pitch velocity, pitch time, filter velocity, filter time, amp velocity, amp time. So what does all of this mean? Well, essentially what's about to happen, let's see. Okay, I'm going to use the filter. Okay, so basically all this is saying is I'm going to use velocity to determine the effectiveness or the impact the envelope generator has on the filter envelope. So if I hit the value knob now, and I hit the velocity, and I increase the intensity of this parameter to 50, and I go over here to time, and I increase this to 50, then there we are. We have maximum effectiveness. All right, and again, we're back on, and again, we're back. I'm going to exit this again. We're back on page A, right? Okay, now, that being said, I'm going to switch my envelope generator to TVF, which is the filter component of the envelope generator. All right, so we have our time function, level, time, level, time, level, time, level, time. Okay, so attack, decay, sustain, release. Attack, decay, sustain, release. The time of the attack, the level of the attack, time of decay, level of decay, attack, decay, and let's see, time of sustain, sustain level, and then time of release, release level. Okay. All right, so let's pull our filter down. So now you see the thing is that the filter is closed completely, right? And another thing, this envelope generator dial, I'm going to zero that out. And I'm going to increase that here in a moment. But what we're also going to do is we're going to hold our step button. Oops, hold on. Sorry about that. Let me go into pattern mode again. I'm going to hold my step button here. Now, interestingly enough, if you hit the value knob, you get the velocity of the respective step. So right now, this is set to 100. I'm going to increase this to 127. All right, exit here. I'm going to hold this step, hit the value knob. Sometimes you have to hit it twice. And I'm going to decrease the velocity to 50. All right. Now, all of that being said, our velocity is set here. Our velocity is set here. We have our designated, we have our envelope generator designated to the filter. And now I'm going to start messing around with the filter parameters and watch what's about to happen. All right. Now, why is it that this step is audible and that's not? Well, the reason being is because I set it to where the filter envelope, what I did was I decreased the cutoff frequency. And now, only where the velocity is set to 127 will the envelope generator open the envelope instantly, because I set the attack extremely low. So the lower the attack, the faster this envelope, this frequency cutoff dial increases automatically. But because the velocity is set lower here, it's less effective. So let's put that theory to the test, shall we? If I go back over here, increase the velocity, now all of a sudden you hear it, right? All right. Now, what happens if I tie this? All right. Now, let's change our waveform. Very subtle, but effective. Okay. I'm being indecisive at this point. Okay. Perfect. Let's up the intensity of the envelope up. All right. Hold on. I think I just saved that one, but it's fine. All right. So let's up the intensity of the envelope. Cool. All right. So you pretty much get the point as to what's going on. Let's add some more layers here. So now, one thing I do want you to notice is that the JD-08 has a rather unique feature. So the only layer that was active at the time when I was making the envelope generator configurations was layer A. So layer A is the only layer affected by the envelope configurations. I can add other layers in, and they simply are not. So that being said, I can kind of create that multi-timbral effect that I did before, just in a different way using the envelope generator. So right now I'm just strictly dealing with layer B. If I didn't want that percussive sound to go off on every step, all I would have to do is just alter the effectiveness of the envelope generator on the filter. So that's another way of creating a multi-timbral situation. So all of that being said, that's just another quick tip as to how to use the JD-08 for multi-timbral effects, all the while keeping everything streamlined and parallel. All right, guys, so I'm hoping that was helpful as well. I would say give that a shot. I do use that rather frequently, and I'm hoping that wasn't too fast. If you guys want more explanations as to how the envelope generator works, I believe I have another video on my channel regarding that. But if you guys have any questions about what just happened now, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I'll be sure to answer all of your questions. Until next time, I'll see you guys around. Thanks.